One of my sharpest memories has to do with the renovation project for Founders Hall. You know, when I first heard plans that Founders was going to be renovated, I didn't really think it was going to happen. There's a long history of administrators coming up with ideas that sound good, and then they don't get to the finish line for whatever reason. When it became clear that Founders was going to be renovated, when they started tearing apart the insides and you saw plastic wrapping the building, then I thought, okay, this was going to be a big change.
I teach a class called the 21st Century Career Search, which is mainly for juniors and seniors transitioning from Juniata to whatever their world is going to be after graduation. And we do mock interviews in there, and I had President Keppel in to do the mock interviews with some students, and I really appreciated kind of the fact that he was willing to do things like that when he had the time and availability, because I know a lot of campuses, students have no idea who the president is and don't really have an opinion on him or her, but at Juniata at least, I think students knew who he was, staff knew who he was, and whether they agreed with all that he did or not, at least he was out there.
I think he did a really good job. I know some of the buildings were in disrepair, and he made it a point to get everything up, and I think the campus really looks nice.
I certainly wish him well. He's been wonderful for the college, and we have flourished under his leadership.
Many years ago, Pat and I were on the board of directors for the local Habitat organization, and she was incredibly wonderful at organizing fundraising events and those sorts of things. But she would also come and work in the builds, and I'm particularly thinking of one time when both of them were at a small build in Mount Union, and just as a relatively new faculty member working with the president and the wife of the president, and getting to know them in that very casual and work setting was really warm and wonderful to think back on.
I wish him well in his retirement. I think that he's stayed here at Juniata even when the recession and the times were tough, and I think a lot of us appreciated his willingness to stay a little longer and see us through that hump and that transition. So I'm glad for his time here, and I wish him well in his retirement.
He's had 14, 15 years is I think better than double the average tenure for a college president at a single school. Juniata has been a little unusual in terms of often having presidents who serve for long times. We've often been big beneficiary of that fact. I think it's partly because I like to think that it's because we're able to convince our senior leadership that we're a great place to be.
I think Tom did an excellent job with the school. So many improvements, so many good things. The increase in enrollment, the new buildings that we've put up. I think Tom did a fantastic job.
I think he ran it very well. I've only been here for 4 years, but the 4 years I've been here, very personable, great guy.
I think Tom done an excellent job running and operating the school. Tom had a unique way, a unique eye for attention to detail. Tom would often see small things that made big differences. He'd pick up garbage and those type of things. So I think he was very detail oriented, and I really liked that about him.
I think the time that we spend together the most is during the Bailey Oratorical. Tom has always been a huge supporter. He hosts the event along with me and gets as excited as I do about the winners, and I will always, always cherish those memories.